Happy Wednesday. I finally had my days straight. I noticed on a lot of live videos I'm always questioning what day it is because I don't know, I just get so caught in the present. I don't know. Anyways, I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys today's crafting episode. It's been a while, so I'm happy to kind of get back in and just create. Mostly we're going to be playing to create a little bit today. So I'm going to be using the tiny plants. So if you have it, hopefully some of the fun things that we're just going to play a little bit and explore will inspire you in your own creation. And then let me turn that down. There we go. And if you don't have it yet, I wanted to share with you guys, I quickly put together because I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling like a flash sale. We do them occasionally through the live craftins here on Facebook. But I did put up there a coupon for the first 50 people. So if you've been eyeing the tiny plants, make sure to click on the link above and use the coupon GROW15 at checkout for you to save on this set. Again, this is just kind of like a flash sale, so I'll throw it out there at the beginning. But yeah, so thanks so much for joining me. And thanks for saying hi. Hey Lisa, hey Marcia, how are you guys doing? Okay, so let's get to playing to create. So I always love to emphasize the need for you to allow yourself to play, because that's a lot of where the inspiration comes from. Now, we all have different, at different phases along our creator's journey, we all have different needs, really based off of even sometimes the day and the energy we have. So if you are gathering your ideas from an idea book or a sketch or wherever you're pulling that inspiration, we all are constantly absorbing and being inspired in different ways. But if you learn to strengthen and grow that muscle to allow yourself to play, there's a lot of ideas that can come from that as well. And so really that's what we're gonna do. Nothing really planned beyond just a little bit of playing to create. I, of course, pulled out the Kiwi Club kit that's from September because, let's face it, I'm feeling fall. I don't know about you guys. Today is the official first day of fall. I'm just gonna throw it out there, guys. And it's been raining all day here. But it is the first official, so happy fall. Happy fall, y'all. So I thought I wanted a little bit more, I don't know, the paper we use really gives us that vibe, and so I'm gonna go with it. So tiny plants, let me show you kind of what's in this set, and I guess I should have pulled together the sample I made. I was just planning on playing. There's lots of samples in the shop gallery, so check them out. This one has an assortment of different variations of designs that truly do allow you to play to create in different ways. So of course you can layer these around the pot. You can create your own little flowers that won't die. I feel like that's every time I play with this set, that's exactly what I think of. I think about, these are flowers that I can create that will go the distance, right? That they'll go to the distance in different ways. So see how you can kind of cluster those in, make little foliage, of your different liking, different things. Can you guys see that? There's a little bit of a shadow. It's, like I said, raining and dark and gray and broomy outside, which is always a perfect day for creating a little bit. Okay, so that is just a look at the set itself. Now I want to look at creating a layout and just different designs that we can play to create in a layout. And maybe we'll even try a couple cards, because this tiny set specifically really is cute for cards. Cute for adding extra little touches to your DIY crafts, which I used it on my own little wood circle, which is so cute. And it's perfect for even the scrapbooking creations that you might have in the works. I'm gonna pull out Clara Lane, the border set Clara Lane. I've been using it a lot lately. I kind of go through different phases, but I don't know, maybe I just need a little bit of more of a simple touch, and Clara Lane has that effect. So I'm gonna throw just a couple borders in so that we can kind of build a foundational, design. Nothing too fancy, keeping it simple to kind of build from on top of that. Actually, I'm gonna go this way if we're gonna go across from each other so that the borders can line up here. So if you are new to Kiwi Lane, what I'm doing is I'm playing to create. I'm going to first play with the designer templates, and then to create a design, to create a layout, to create inspiration. There's a lot of things that you could create as you're bringing those forward and to light here. And then of course we will use these designer templates in as a template in various different ways. You know, I really do think we're gonna go pretty simple here. Now tiny plants, it can be little accents like I was telling you, or it can be little details. So I'm gonna pull in, you guys probably have this, but the harvest, again, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling fall, you guys. And let's say we kind of lay this over here. And I think that this is what's beautiful about tiny plants, is that it truly is just a little bit of detail. So right now I'm kind of just laying them out, but you can imagine just a really adorable orange, darker orange pumpkin, right? With a little bit of green foliage, and then maybe a little cute burgundy flower or whatever that might be, right? And that's it. Like, you really could keep it very simple, very clean, and then of course add some various photos. You guys know how I always want to give you guys the full visual, so let me pull those photos out so that we can work those into our playing here. So depending on, of course, your need, you'll just utilize these and visualize your options. Before you get into anything, before you doubt or get overwhelmed with, you know, the choices in the sense of making the choices before you kind of have that visual design, which we are visual beings. So having some kind of a visual reference is always super beneficial to help us to make some decisions, but also to help simplify and speed up the process as well. So you can see, and I probably would do like a strip here or something. That's kind of why I left it up. You can of course bring it down, which would allow you to add more inside of the frame, depending on the needs of your pictures. So that is a general look of really, really simple extra touches. I mean, truthfully, I probably would take a little bit more of these and add little extra touches. And I'm just utilizing the a la carte and the tiny plants. And I wanted to spotlight that just so that you can see how, yes, delicate, but also just the simple touch that they give them. We'll expand from here. We'll bring some other elements in, we'll add some layers so that we can kind of level up depending on the variety of styles that, of course, we probably have in the community. Sorry guys, I got to add, oh, you know what would be so cute? Is this one from the Kiwi Club. That would be really cute there, huh? Just to really go along with that feel. Or, since maybe not everyone has that one from the Kiwi Club, yeah, I saw this space and I thought, nope, just kidding. Let's just add one more little detail. But this is where I know that the trails will come in. Easy and clean look that we can pull on. Still keeping a very simple look. And within a few minutes, you can design a page. And I would encourage this. Sometimes we overthink our designs. If you have the time, then feel free to maybe expand on the playing phase, which is usually that first step, right? And you can expand on it. So say you set a timer for 15 minutes and you allot yourself 15 minutes. When it comes to creativity or creating or any of that, while you're trying to, you know, move the raw materials in front of you to bring something, to create something of your own, really, it is good to kind of build a benchmark, a time frame, and honestly, I know I've shared this before, but I do that a lot. I'll say, okay, you know, if I'm in a quicker mood and I just want to get something simpler done, I actually give myself permission to do a more simpler design. If I'm feeling like I'm more detailed and I want a lot more layers and I'm feeling it and I want to kind of dive into that, then I, of course, allot myself a little bit more time in my schedule for things like that. So just paying attention to your own schedule, but either way, you will end up with a beautiful design, whether that is more of a simple design, more detailed, delicate, intricate, whatever that might be. Okay, so let's go ahead and I know, I love this. I was gonna say, let's try something else as we play a little bit. I love this pumpkin as well, Vicki. It's so cute. And there's a lot of fun ways we could play with this. We could even choose to pull the pumpkin up here and really, like, again, build on top of that if you wanted to. Where are my fall leaves? I pulled them out. And if you wanted to pull in some other little embellishments outside of maybe that a la carte and the tiny plants, we could build in some of those bigger elements in with the small little tiny plants motif that we have kind of going on here. How cute would that be? Okay, see? Play, guys. Allow yourself to play. You can put a little photo up here to spotlight it. We could, let's see. Something like that. And keep that same border going on. Let's keep it going for a moment. I need to go get my nails done again. They're so long right now. They've grown out so much, but I quite haven't had time for that yet. I was just looking at how that could be really fun to even build this top forming layer kind of going on there, right? And I really do love this little pot plant. It's really cute. So if you want to build off of like a fall foliage, or again, if you're using more springy colors, that could be really cute too, but you can kind of dress up around that, something like that. And I like to have the little flowers down. You could do different tops with these flowers. I could do that top. I could do more of a tulip top on top of that, things like that. So play around with those different versions of tops. Well, there's 3 different tops as well. See how cute that is? So cute, right? Okay, if you guys have the set and you haven't quite pulled it out yet, I encourage you to do so. And you can have different layers of versions of that coming out. And I'd probably cut another stem for that one. So something so simple like that. And if you wanted to. And yeah, I mean, you would probably want to do it in different colors, and if you were doing more of a fall one, but personally I would just go with it. So cute. So cute. Okay. I'll even offset that so that it's a balance here. All right. Let's try tiny plants with maybe not the harvest. The harvest a la carte, even though I feel like I could use this on a lot of layouts right now. So cute. So let's go more towards, say, I don't know. You know what? Here, I have the farmstead a la carte. I have not layered with maybe the plants kind of coming out, more of a decorative, you know, trendy feel. I know that this a la carte looks so cute with the tiny seasons. We've been spotlighting that a lot. So you might have maybe played around with the farmstead and tiny seasons, but let's see what tiny plants and the farmstead look like. Have any of you guys played with that? I guess I haven't played with it yet. So I'm just curious if you guys have. So let me kind of change up our border here and try a different kind of look, and then clear our canvas for a moment. And then, yeah, maybe we're gonna play. No rhyme or reason when you are just playing on the sets. Okay, playing with the sets. Here we go. Can you guys see that? Am I in frame? There we go. So let me pull out this farmstead. Personally, every time I think that the reason I flipped the border is I was thinking that, you know, with the truck kind of the straight design that it has. That's why I was thinking, oh, probably a more straight edge coming upwards versus, you know, usually when I do it this way, I'm usually tucking or I'll pull it down or whatever. You could do it straight onto the border, but I don't know. I guess that's intentionally what I did, is I just flipped it because I was thinking if I'm going to use the truck, then I'll probably have the truck kind of run across that straight line, visual line there. All right, let's pull in some tiny plants, you guys. All right, if you guys are just joining, I just wanted to point out, because we don't do it often, I did throw a flash sale out there because I figured, why not? It's Wednesday. So literally right before I came on, 10 minutes before, I called over to tech team members and I was like, can you do a quick coupon for me? Some of the people that are already gone from the office will be like, wait, what happened? Not quite out there, but you know, if you're joining me live and you happen to catch it, then take advantage of that special deal. So just for you guys, just for you here on Facebook. I don't know if I would do that one there, but I would love to, I think the little pieces coming out of the truck are cute. I'm not sure I loved the whole stem with the flower thing, but I do love, I want some of that, when I cut that out, I would love some of that part of the truck to show too. So kind of playing around with maybe one in the front, a few in the back, little pops of color. I don't know, I'd probably just keep it simple like that. You could even throw in, fill in fall, the pumpkin from Tiny Season with the mixture of the tiny plants. Here, I'm gonna grab it really fast. So Tiny Season has this little pumpkin in it, and that could be cute, kind of collectively mixed in with some of those tiny plants elements. How cute would that be? Can you guys see that? Here, this whole side is shadowy. Isn't that adorable? Wouldn't that be so cute? Okay, I kind of have that itch. That's every time I play, I always like, son of a gun, I should go and create that. So, okay, and then of course we can decorate up our other side. I'd probably pull in, yes, some photos. I want to finish out this design. And feel free to take some screenshots. I'll try to get some photos up on the blog post, but if there's a design that is inspiring you to create your own version, feel free to take a screenshot. And then of course tag me in the community because I want to see your design. If one of these are something that stirs something inside of you. And then maybe a 4x6, or we could do this way. I'd probably pull out mini photos. I don't have them out right now, just to add a little bit more photos. Here I have some 3x4s here to the layout. And same thing, I'm gonna keep it simple. I could add, you know, a little bracket or something here, but I'm just gonna stick with our tiny plants for a moment and say, okay, well, if I wanted to add just a little bit of touch here, I can almost do kind of like a reef effect here. Maybe cut 2 of these and put it over on the other side, and the same thing, do that over there. Put a little circle or a button here in the center of that flower, probably a little button here too. Simple little clean touch on those. I was just looking to see if I would maybe stem one like following that straight line of that picture. But hopefully you guys are seeing the pattern here. Sometimes when you want that little simple extra touch, tiny plants is a good one, and mixing it in with some different a la cartes is super fun, or mixing it in with another accessory. There's the options are endless, of course, in that manner. So a lot of fun ways that you can create it with it. Okay, can sometimes I get stuck. Oh yes, 8x8 layouts. I will add that to the agenda for sure. It's been a while since I've done an 8x8. We used to do them more when we had those mini borders. And I have probably 2 or 3 8x8 albums finished too. So yes, I will add that to the agenda. Thanks for asking. Okay, let's now move to a card, just for the sake of seeing what options we can. So let me pull out, I just quickly grabbed this little card kit so that we can design on top of a card base. And this is where I really feel like just a simple, again, simple, clean look. It's kind of where my go-to, but yet that's kind of more of my style too. Like I said, I do feel the mood and the vibe sometimes to be a little bit more detailed. Otherwise, sometimes it's a matter of just a couple layers. Even in the simplicity, I often go towards, for an added dimension or effect, I usually go towards just one more little simple layer, which usually does the trick. Okay, so look how cute and feel how much this even just alone fills this card space, right? And you could do thinking of you or sending you flowers or something like that, right? A lot cheaper than sending real flowers, but they will last longer. Look how cute that is. It just feels, this is a traditional card size. So this is 5.5 inches. Traditional card width, length here, and it just fills out beautifully. And you can try different types of flowers. You can create different ones. I was just thinking, I think we tried this before, but with this pumpkin, oh, it fits like just barely on there. So maybe you would want to do like a 6x6 card or something like that. I was just thinking that could be really cute too if you just did a pumpkin, very clean pumpkin on a little greeting card. Right? And again, kind of did like a little half wreath effect here going on. A different collection of flowers. Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to my pot and we're going to quickly cut one out because, well, I haven't made a card yet with tiny plants. So might as well, now that we've kind of played for a moment with the tiny plants set, let's go ahead and actually bring one of our creations to existence. So I'm gonna do, I think I want that one. I like that kind of wildflower look. And then probably what I'll do is, I want one of those sticking out. It probably doesn't need it actually. Fills the card nicely. It's just kind of this pop of color. Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna grab my scraps of paper. Good thing I pulled this little card pack out. And let's see what colors are in here that we can pull on. We have some greens that we could pull on, sweet, and some reds, teals, blues, all of the above. Okay, so then of course, once you go to create with them, we're going to just trace, cut, ink, replace. I'm so excited to get this card done. Okay, so what color do I want my base, my pot to be? I'm trying to think. Ooh, yellow would be very bright and happy. And there are these doodle lines, so I'm gonna create that with you guys. Blue. This is more like a coral color. It's probably not coming quite across. I don't know, the yellow's kind of fun and it's got a really happy vibe about it, which is what yellow is great for, right? So let's go with yellow. So I'm gonna stick it on the edge of my paper and I'm just kind of sharing this just in case anyone is new to Kiwi Lane. And so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna, we used them as a designing tool. Now we're gonna use them as a template, which basically we're just going to trace it on and then we're going to cut them out. And I know I grabbed my scissors. There we go. I'm like, I know I grabbed them. Here they are. And these sheets, these are from our quick card kits and I love them. They really do help simplify. They're just smaller portions of paper. But I always still, even though it's not a large 12 by 12 paper, I still always recommend that you detach it like I just did from the sheet of paper, so that you're only working kind of with the portion of the paper that you need to, and it just kind of it just takes away a little bit of that struggle that's not necessary as you're cutting out the little details. Now, as far as the doodling, so once I get that cut out, of course, I personally recommend inking, just because of the nature of working with a variety of different patterns and colors. It helps pop each of those patterns away from each other when you're layering them, but also it helps hide any blemishes, pencil marks, or anything like that. So if I do have pencils, I don't even waste my time unless I'm like accidentally slipped or something like that, right? But I just cover that with a little bit of ink. So, and this will be really cute with a little bit of pop-up. Now, as far as if you want to add the doodle lines, these are kind of here as a guideline. You can use a fine point pen. So if I wanted them just in black, you could do little guidelines. So like take your pencil, right? And I can mark these and maybe take enamel dots or, stickles or anything like that, and I could even use stickles to kind of wrap that up, which would be really cute. See, this is when I start feeling like a little bit more details. Depends on the day. I'm gonna do this really quickly. But you know what? I think we're gonna do stickles. So I'm gonna use pencil versus pen in this case, or whatever colored pen that you would want to use. And I'm gonna use pencil because I do want to use it just as a guideline, than to maybe add a little stickles. But I'm not gonna do that till the end because I don't want it to be wet. So we'll come back to that, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna just go ahead and cut out my other little designs that we have. Let's see if this will fit on here. Little pop of bright green. That will be cute. Sweet, it does fit. Happens to be working perfect with this kit. You know, I just kind of grabbed one of the kits, not really thinking of the patterns and styles, but I think that's what's beautiful and fun about the Tiny Plants accessory, because I was just designing more fall vibes, and with fall paper or fall, color palettes, it really can come across for that season. But if you wanted to add a little bit more of a spring color, then brightening the colors like we're doing now kind of gives it that sense of season. I would even say it could be really cute. How cute would it be with like gold or like red and like a Christmas green in that, or say hot pinks and blacks if you're doing more of a formal, prom page, or matching it to wedding colors or something like that. Like any of those designs that we just did that were more featured towards the fall, you change some of those base elements and it could be really cute. Although if you had like a cute wedding theme that was more from the countryside, how cute, with just little detailed little accents of flowers and to kind of match the wedding itinerary, colors, could be really cute too. That could be fun. Hopefully some of those ideas, you guys. I know, I think a more formal page would be really cute even outside of the seasons, right? If you wanted a more, like I said, like how cute would this be in gold, like little shimmery paper if you're going for a more classy, formal vibe. All right. Let me see. Are you guys excited? Just as excited as I am to see this card come together. I think that's what I love about just taking, well, I'm using a card paper kit right here, but of course, if you have tiny plants and you have scraps of paper, put them to use and just create some quick handmade cards that are great for any occasion. You don't even have to put a sentiment on here. For sure, I could even stamp thank you or something like that, and maybe I will. or you just keep it with no sentiments so that it becomes whatever your message that you write inside needs it to be. If it's a thinking of you, or a get well card, or a thank you card, right? Could even be a cute happy birthday card, because flowers, they are universal in that sense. So just creating some cards that maybe you don't have a sentiment on, just so that it's open-ended for whatever occasion. You might need a quick little card to let somebody know that you're thinking about them, or that they're in your thoughts one way or another. Okay, yes, and we're gonna add, I'll probably add it like maybe a flower, or a very flat center or circle center, using paper on that. On the layouts, I had recommended a cute button in there, but on the cards, I'm very cautious when I add more bulky elements to the cards, because if you do need to ship them, like postage, then sometimes with the bulkier elements, it can get pricier in your cost to ship it. So that's kind of why I was like, well, maybe in this case for a card, I will not do that. Okay, and then we have a stem. You could keep your stems, you know, to greens, but I think early on I would have been more dynamic that way to like be like, oh, I need a green stem or whatever, but you could do a gray stem, you could do a blue stem. I don't think I want to have green next to green. I could have that, but that's part of what I was trying to decide, if I want to just maybe throw a little bit more color variation in there. So I think I'm going to go with this gray stem. Okay. And these ones are tinier, so of course when you go to trace them out, you want to hold them with whatever is not your tracing hand. The material is thicker to allow just a little bit more sturdiness and functionality. And then I just kind of move my hand as I trace around that design. So just slow down on that cut a little, or the trace, when you're tracing those out. I mean, you don't have to slow down too much, but you might just need to slow down than maybe naturally you would do. And then of course, always detach it. And then kind of follow that cut along. And then I just glide it through, so I keep my cutting hand stationed. And then I'm just gonna do some short little clips and cuts. And then guiding it through with my left hand. So you can see how I did cut or slow down my cut a little bit with this one, because I need to maneuver it a little bit more as I guide it through my scissors. Right? Okay. There we go. Oh, well, Gail, you're so sweet. I'm not sure what those tips are that I gave you guys, but for the most part, they're kind of the general things that I always keep in mind. I think the key is to allow yourself to play, and hopefully that's the takeaway, but I hope that you guys are inspired or motivated in one way or another. Appreciate you guys. Okay, I'm feeling like we're still missing a pop of color. Maybe and this is the good thing too, you can always go back and add little pieces of elements. Yeah, I feel like we need a little bit more, just a little stem or something coming out. So I'll finish it up and then I will probably add that. So when you're creating it, of course, the card, you might have one initial design that starts you down creating the path of creating, right? But as you go, you can still add and take away if needed. So I usually call that the final details. Like I look at it and I say, I could probably use one more element, which is what we just did. I'm gonna do a little blue top flower here. These could be really cute on a layout too, just kind of like floating away, kind of like dandelions, like where it's just kind of like in the air. I'd probably do a couple of those. Not really attached to a stem or anything. How cute would that be? Anyways, I just saw that and thought, oh, that could be really cute. So again, I kind of slow down that cut just a little bit on the smaller details of it, but still pretty simple to cut and super cute effect as well. Yeah, you guys know what I mean? Like if you had a few of those just kind of trailing along, that could be really cute. Or what if you had like a fun border and you kind of place these around and almost decorated up on a border. Okay guys, that would be so cute. Took the little flowers and you just kind of followed that and cascade, you know, I don't know, different flowers along it. I kind of like the top flowers a little bit better than full flowers. And then I would just repeat that pattern all the way down. That could be really cute. All right. Sometimes, again, all those ideas, when you start really opening the floodgate of the abilities when you play to create, start coming in. All right, so let me see what I want to cut this little guy out of. I have some red. I don't want blue because I have blue right next to it. I don't want it to merge together. And I could do yellow because the yellow's in the base. So I could pull some yellow up there, but not quite what I'm thinking. So I don't know, maybe a bold red, a little piece of red. It's kind of a small little accent, so it won't be too bold, but it will definitely stand out on its own. All right, here we go. I know, Gail. And then I remember last time we were playing to create, and I never got around to, what was that idea? Oh, it was when we were playing with, do you remember this? We were playing with vintage, and I was playing around with like Tiny Celebrate and seeing how vintage and Tiny Celebrate could work together. You created something with it. I think it's in the community. I just saw it the other day and thought, I've never even tried that combination, but you did, and it was so cute. So definitely playing around with different combinations. But again, a little bit of, I will warn you, because as creators, we can get a little carried away. So as you find ideas, you know, definitely go with it. I've actually talked to a few, different people in the communities at different points, and they said that sometimes they'll play to create at home, and then they'll take pictures of their layouts, like almost as if they're creating their own little sketches. And so then when they go to a crop, they just use, you know, the pictures that they took, and then they can sit down and just knock pages out, because a lot of that initial step of designing, they already thought out beforehand. So that was a fun idea. I haven't quite done that, but I thought it was an interesting idea. So even this little guy, so again, you do quick shortcuts or cuts, right? And then when I ink this one, you're definitely gonna get a little ink on your fingers, because you're gonna have to hold it with your fingers in the background here. Okay guys, we have played to create this super duper cute card. I'm not even quite sure how long it took us, but not that long. And I'm gonna grab the stickles really fast, because I have not personally tried it yet with the little stickles on the pot. I've used the stickles else places, but I haven't quite used it with the pot design, which is so cute. Let's see, I have a little bit of Nouveau white, or I have this sage color. I don't know, I think I might go white, just to kind of keep that clean. I had a little bit more brighter colors, right? And then, of course, I'll adhere it down. I do love to add pop-ups. So you guys clearly know, but that would be a go-to for me. I would pull some pop-up out and add that. If you're just using some of this not too thick pop-up, so what is this one? It's like 0.25 in thickness. I've never had an issue personally shipping that. It doesn't seem to catch the machines or whatever they use in that. So I have to add a little bit of pop-up to my, well, any of my designs. I go through a lot of pop-up. I always love that, especially again, because when you're adding layers, whether it's patterns and colors, it's pretty inexpensive extra touch that you can add to your designs. So I'm going to stick this one down, so this is my back layer. And then I'm going to stick this one down. I thought I would stick it down really fast so that when I add this little pearl stickles nouveau or whatever you want to call this one, but they're all kind of work the same. Then I can just let it dry and come back to it and send it to somebody. I'm going to send this card out to somebody. I'm going to think of who. My sister comes to mind. She must need a card right now. I'm not going to say what sister just in case some of them are listening, but one of my sisters. I pictured her just when I said that, and so I'm going to follow through on that. Maybe do that layer, and then I'm probably going to pop this pot up as well. And when I do more of these, I like to do all the corners in this just so that it sticks up. And I put one in the middle because I'm going to push down when I add the stickles onto it. And then I'll pop that in front. And then I'm going to add one off so that it levels with this. And then I'm going to put that right on top so that it has one leveled in that as well. Cute. Fun. Ah, I love tiny plants. If you guys haven't played with it yet, this is the week. This is the week to play with it. Okay. Amy says, I haven't used the set yet, but I hope to play along with the Friday crop. Oh, I am looking forward to that Friday crop. I can't believe it's almost October, but it is. All right, guys, so now I'm just gonna use my guideline, my pencil guideline, and so that's why I did it in pencil so that it's light. And now I'm just gonna follow that kind of slowly and use now that as my guideline in this case. And the same thing with my little polka dots. I'm just gonna put them where they were. It can get a little sticky, so you kind of want to pull up slowly sometimes with these, I've noticed. But don't squeeze too much, you don't want them to be too thick. Sorry, I have to sometimes stop talking because I have to focus on what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, that white just pops. Look how cute that is. And then I'm going to just do a little bit of a baseline. There we go. And we have an adorable card. I do need a little bit of a centerpiece on that flower. So like I said, I already kind of popped it up, but that smashes pretty nicely. I could punch out a circle. Actually, maybe I'll just do some little bit of fussy cutting and cut out one of these flowers from this paper. Let me do that really fast. And add that as a middle to my flower, just to kind of give it a finished look. So whether that's a button or enamel dot, you could do just different things, but definitely utilizing the paper to your advantage is always a plus. Oh yeah, that works. It's a good size too. That's cute. Okay, let me add a little bit of adhesive, and I'm gonna have to let this dry. It doesn't take long to dry usually, but you definitely don't want to touch it. You don't want to touch it. Oh, it's kind of glaring. Can you guys see it now? There we go. That's really cute. That white just pops off of there too. Super fun, I love that. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for playing to create with me tonight. Of course, if you are motivated and inspired to create your own designs and creations with the tiny plants, which I hope you are, please share it with us in the community. I'd love to see and be inspired by you as well. And if you don't happen to have tiny plants again, take advantage of the special that I threw up there, this little special flash sale for just for because I was in the mood. The link is up in the description and you can save 15% off for the first 50. So make sure to take advantage of it while you can. All right, guys. Take care. I will see you guys in the community. Bye now.